Hi, my name is Marco Martinez, and I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker NHS. If you're a first-time home buyer or just looking to sell, contact me today and go ahead and experience the Marco Polo way. Now back to the episode. Welcome back to the Of Course Show. Yes, I am recording this pretty late at night. It is what? It's 11:26 p.m. on a Friday. But I have been up since like fucking 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Why? Well, let's just say I kind of passed out a little bit too early, around like 7. And I don't know why though. I was just super tired, just exhausted. So here I am doing a podcast episode this late. I mean, granted, I'm not. You guys can still get it. I'll probably have this uploaded by Saturday morning. But other than that, yeah. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's morning? Hope your morning's doing good. Just as good as mine. Even though it's not morning. But hey. But let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever guys... God damn, I can't speak. Have you guys ever heard of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People? I'm just starting the audio book. I think I'm on like chapter 2 or 3. It's basically like a self-help book. Basically. Yes, I want to implement this into the real world, obviously. And that's honestly what I want to do. I want to implement this in the real world, especially being in sales. It's obviously what I want to do. And not just in sales, just as a human being in general. It's kind of what I want to do, you know? So it's kind of like an overview of what this says. So you can go after the job you want and get. You can take the job you have and improve it. You can take any situation you're in and make it work for you. Simon & Schuster Audio is proud to present one of the best-selling books of all time. Dale Carnegie's perennial classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People, presents it here in its entirety. For over 60 years, the rock-solid, time-tested advice in this audiobook has carried thousands of now famous people up the ladder of success in their business and personal lives. With this truly phenomenal audiobook, you'll learn the 6 ways to make people like you, the 12 ways to win people to your way of thinking, the 9 ways to change people without arousing resentment, and much, much more. And that's, that's kind of the overview. And the thing is, a lot of people don't really like listening to self-help books or just self-help things in general. And my question to all of you is why? We're all fucked up in the head. Like, if we're all being honest, we are all just fucked up in the head. Like, literally, we're all just fucked up in the head. So I don't know why, people just don't want to listen to a self-help book. My theory is it has to be something that's emotionally controlled. Like, do you hate hearing motivational things? If so, why? Like, why do you hate motivational things? Is it because it's like too corny? I can understand. I can understand on the whole corny thing because I have read some quotes and listened to some songs and read the lyrics and whatnot, and it can be pretty corny. But there are just like some songs, books, posts, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that you honestly look at and say, you know what? I'm thinking exactly what they're thinking. They are saying exactly what's on my mind, or they are saying exactly what I want to hear. That's all we want to do. We strive with that. We are pleased on hearing what we want to hear, obviously. Like if whether you be in a relationship and you want your hubby, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, always want to compliment you at least even just once a day of how beautiful you are, or you got a fat ass, or you got some big old titties, or whatever. You know, they love that. Why? They're hearing what they want to hear, and so that's why with these like self-help type of books, when I want to improve myself, like you can't be successful in life if your mental health isn't there. That's why a lot of times, you'll have like Britney Spears. I know she probably wasn't mentally right in the head, and a bunch of other ones, but I'm not talking about being rich and famous, like rich and successful, kind of like just successful in your life, where you can look back 20 years from now, like 20 years in the future, and you can look back at your old self and say, wow, mentally I feel fucking great. Like, I don't feel like a piece of shit this morning. I don't, waking up, I don't, yes, this may sound a little harsh, but you're not like, man, I don't feel like fucking, committing suicide. Like, you don't feel like it because your mental health is there. You are now being a stronger human being. And I'm not saying like men, I'm saying human being, like everyone, anyone, whatever you may be, trans, gay, whatever the hell you want to be, everyone, without a strong mental mindset, you're never going to be successful in your head. You're never going to be even successful out in the world, because if you are always angry, you always have anger built up in you, always, you're going to be taking out on your girlfriend, your boyfriend, wife, husband, whatever, your kids, family, co-workers. You'll take it out on your job because you're using your emotions. You have to learn how to control your emotions before they control you. So why, like have you ever encountered those type of people at work that are just always fucking pissy, always in a bitchy mood, and always just miserable? And you're like, why are you guys like this? Like, why, like, what the fuck? Why are you guys so fucking miserable right now? Like, why are you guys so angry? And they're not angry at the world, they're angry at themselves. That's all it is. They're just fucking angry at themselves. They're angry in the position they're in. Maybe they keep beating themselves down because they wanted that team lead position 10 years ago and they still haven't gotten it. And so they just keep beating themselves down. They're not advancing into it. And I'm going to be honest, is it their fault? Yes. There are probably some things that they can't control, but everyone is starving, wanting a piece of sandwich. Just like you. You are starving just like everyone else is. Who's going to take that piece of sandwich? Like, if you are a team member for 10 years and you've always been wanting to be a supervisor, or what's that? Like, let's say you've been single for years and you want to make a move to a chick or to a dude or whatever. Why don't you do it? What's the worst that can happen? They say no. Okay, move on and start bettering yourself and show them what, and whether, like I said, whoever it may be, prove to them that you're the person that you want to promote. You should be the person they should be promoting, or you should be the person that this person should be with you forever or whatever. Show them, prove it to them, all in your mental mind. Be strong. And this book is basically, teaching you just how to about how to talk and shit. And these are some lessons. Like I said, I'm still listening to the book. Yes, I just wrote this down. I just did a quick Google search and wrote these down. I'm still reading it, still listening to it. But these are just kind of some of it. Number 1, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. And what they mean by that, obviously, about like criticizing and shit. And let me see what. Let me go to Audible and see what kind of how they phrased it. if if you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. And the big secret, he who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way. And that, I believe, it goes into number 2. If you want people to like you, become genuinely interested in them. And with that, it's, get to know them, get to know their name. If you ask them, well, hey, how are you? Ask them about their hobbies. Like, oh yeah, I like to go to the gym. Like, okay, well, what do you like to do in the gym? No, what about the gym? What about the gym do you like doing? Oh, why do you like doing that? Could you explain, what you do and this and this? Being genuinely interested, people are gonna like you. Gonna say, well, shit, like, you're listening. They're listening. God, I can't speak. You're listening to them, and that's what they want. And also remember to remember their name, because if you see them again and you're like, oh, hey, Kyle, or hey, Maria, like, how's your dog doing? I know you told me last time, he had a broken leg. And you said you were taking him to the vet, right? Because you be a good listener and you remember their name and do shit like that, people are gonna appreciate you. People are gonna like you. And then about the whole don't criticize, condemn, or complain type of thing. I forgot what the hell they said on the book, or how they said it in the book about like criticizing and shit like that. Like, probably in the next episode when I fucking have read it, I'll listen to it. I could probably tell you. But number 3 is be a good listener. Like I said, encourage others to talk about themselves. 4, to win someone to your way of thinking, get them to say yes immediately. And I know he said something about, I think it's like the first 2 responses, the first 2 or 3 responses should be yes. And just from that, if their first 2 to 3 responses are yeses, you already have a higher chance of getting them to start saying, kind of like now it says, getting them to win you. You're getting, like, you're winning them. Not always are you gonna win them, but you kind of have a higher chance. Also, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. This goes down to like a lot of like the management positions, like trying to be a leader instead of just directing people of, hey, why the fuck are you not doing your job right? Hey, this, hey, that. Ask questions instead of, hey, I'm noticing you're not performing as I'm noticing you're not performing as well as you have been. Is everything all right? Could you kind of, do you kind of need some retraining? Do you feel a little lost, and kind of like, is there something that I can do to try to help you, or like, do you need or just like shit like that. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Don't tell them that they're wrong. And again, I'll go more in depth of what they mean by that. Acknowledge your mistakes and admit them before your opponent gets a chance to do it. Because I think by doing that, by acknowledging your mistakes before and admitting it before someone else does, I think it gets them to like, fuck. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to go back and like, you can probably think about it yourself of what that means. Use encouragement to empower the other person. Obviously, just like with me, with all these self-help books, encouraging, like, get the fuck up, stop fucking crying. You're done. You've done enough crying. Get the fuck back up. You were put on this earth for a reason, to fucking live it. Don't just curl in a ball and bitch about it. You lived in this earth to live it. Make a life. Become something. Don't be labeled by someone else as like what they want you to, what they see you as, what they want you to be. Be who the fuck you want to be. Fucking get it. And talk in terms of the other person's interests. Make them feel happy about doing the thing you suggest. And I know that goes into like, what do you call it? To like the leadership aspect and whatnot. Obviously, on the next episode, I will get more in depth of what I mean by all this type of stuff. And so you guys just aren't confused and just hear me talk about motivational shit that you guys probably don't care about. But hey, it's 11:41 Central Time. I'm just feeling it. Okay. Everyone have a good night or good morning, whatever time you're listening this pod to. And fuck yeah. Have a great day or night. Bye bye.